Welcome, many thanks indeed for calling through. We're on a Monday afternoon, nice and early does it today. Looking ahead to Tuesday's racing, I've got three horses for you, that's right, 3, 2, 1, the old Ted Rogers at Punchestown over there in Ireland, all running in handicaps on their first of a two-day card at the Irish track. And I'll give you those three free of charge for you in just 1 second. I also have a maximum win bet, the old Crossbow bet. And if you remember those a couple of weeks ago, I gave you three of those in 1 week and they all went in. And this is the first maximum win bet of the week. And it's on a horse running at Newcastle that I think will win. Should be around about 5 to 2, 11 to 40 money. I usually back a lot horses at a lot bigger prices than that. But I think this one will win. And I'm going straight win on the nose on that. It's a Crossbow straight on the nose. Straight down the gullet, as they say. As I say, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago, I had 3 out of 3. I only gave 3 bets and they all won, all maximums, and absolutely bolted in. I think this will do the same, and that's a maximum win bet. Most of my bets, as you well know, are big price each ways, averaging SP is 7 to 1, and my Irish horses average 10 to 1, and my strike rate is over 42% win and place on all bets. That's 42% of my horses finish in the frame or win, and the average price 7 to 1, and in Ireland the average price is 10 to 1. So with all that I've got 3 bets in Ireland at Punchestown and 1 straight win bet at Newcastle, but I'm actually going to start at another bet today which also runs at Gosforth Park up at Newcastle, which is neither of those 4 horses. But it is on a horse that I think has got an amazing chance of winning on Tuesday, the 11th of October. Okay, so the horse I'm interested in to kickstart your day with is number 5 on your card. It's an 8-runner Newcastle 502 race. The horse is called Tomorrow's Angel. It's trained by the very astute Tristan Davidson and ridden by Phil Dennis, who gets on board this chestnut mare for the first time tomorrow. And I think Tomorrow's Angel will give him a winner. I've had the big message for this one. It's a 7-year-old gelding. It's got an outstanding chance. It's been apprentice ridden 4 times out of the last 5, and the other time it was ridden by Paul and Muir. This time it gets the fully fledged Phil Dennis on board, and the message I've got is ready to strike. It's going to be appreciating the stiff, stamina-laden trip 2 miles brings out in these horses. It's a 4 furlong running at Newcastle, and it really does take it out of these horses. And this mare really wants a stamina sapping contest, and I think she'll be staying on when the others have cried enough. And in a 0 to 60 contest, Tomorrow's Angel gets in off a lowly mark of just 56. And for me, that's got to be a winning handicap mark, it really is. Ran well last time up at Ayr in a 0 to 65 contest. Went off a mark of 58. Johnny Pete was on board. Just hard to get him going. Once he gets going, Tomorrow's Angel, once she gets going, she's really got a good engine. And I think really when you look at things in this race here, it's not going to take much winning. It's a 0 to 60 more than glorified seller. And you'd have to think that this one's going to be staying on and say far too strong for the rest. Once Phil Dennis gets her stoked up, I think she'll win. And she goes into this contest with an outstanding chance of doing just that. So it's the first bet of the day on Tuesday. Remember, these are bets for Tuesday, which is the 11th of the month. 11th of the month. Phil Dennis, by the way, has had 30 wins this year. A bit of an unfashionable jockey. No one seems to know much about him at all. But he's had 100 winners in his year, in his life on the turf, and also 85. So he's rode about 200 winners. So he's got plenty of experience. And I think he'll just drive these into the ground with Tomorrow's Angel, and she gets my vote to win that there. I'm not sure what price she is in the 8-runner race, so you'll have to wait and see on that, but I think she'll win. But if she's an each way price, then go each way, because I can't see her being out of the 3, but I can see her certainly winning. 3 more horses to come at Punchestown. Let me just give you this straight win bet, which also runs at Gosforth Park, which is Newcastle, of course, and it goes in the 502 race. That's the 502, which is the opener at Newcastle. The horse I've just gave you... Sorry, I beg your pardon. That was the 502 race what I've just gave you. Get myself mixed up there. The 532 is the race I want to talk about next. That's the next race on the card, and number 5 is called Terminator. Terminator, and that's my maximum bet. That's a maximum win bet on number 5. It's called Terminator, ridden by Oliver Stammers for trainer Grant Tours. Now, Oliver Stammers takes over on board, having won actually a couple of days ago on a horse called Blazing Hot that I knew all about, and also a horse called Jilly Cooper. Now, Oliver Stammers is on this horse for the first time, and it's been ridden by a lady jockey for the 4 out the last time, Miss Anna Tuer. And no disrespect to Anna, but she's not as strong as Oliver Stammers, that's for sure. And I think Oliver's going to be more than good enough to win on this one, number 5, Terminator. It seems to have all the boxes ticked and looks ready to strike. There could be no doubt about that. As I say, didn't get the best ride in the world last time out, it'd have to be said. And it's no coincidence that Grant Tours booked Oliver Stammers to win. He still claims £3 as well. Stammers is very well worth that claim. And Grant Tours having a decent season. He's had 33 winners. I think he'll be 34 with this one, I really do. It's number 5. It's called Terminator. £2 better off than when it last run. It's been dropping down the weight since July. Come down £5, and now it's got the hands of a real good apprentice on board, and the race looks perfectly set up in a 0 to 55. And you know, I'm going maximum, and I call it a crossbow bet because it means the arrow's straight on target at the payout counter. Number 5, Terminator. And that gets my win bet there, all in there, Terminator in the 5.32. Not sure what price it's going to be, maybe 5 to 2, 11 to 4, 3 to 1. And I think that's first class value. But with all the people which follow in my line, nearly 2,000 people daily calling over that. Actually, I'm just looking at my board here. There's been 52,000 views in 28 days. 52,000 views in 28 days, going on for 600,000 views a year, more like 1 million views a year. And it's a great pleasure to be with you all each and every night at 6 o'clock for the following day's action. As I say, if you're new to the channel, I'm online at 6 p.m. by the latest every night to preview the following day's racing. So you've got, you know, basically all night and all the next morning to get your bets on. But it is in your favour to get your bets on nice and early, because my horses do generally shorten up in the betting, especially my Irish horses, which have had an amazing amount of success in. I don't need to tell you, if you're regular, you know how many winners you've been backing. It's been a phenomenal run, but that run's lasted over 2.5 years. As I say, I do strike at 42% win and place on my horses at an average price of 10 to 1 in Irish racing, and 7 to 1 win and place, 42% in English racing. Okay, so 3 Irish races to go. They're all free of charge to you on the channel, and the first one is in the 220 at Punchestown. It's a 22 runner handicap hurdle over 2 miles. They're going to go really like lightning here. It's going to be a real fast pace, and the horse I'm keen on has got, as usual when I give you these horses which win at big prices, they've got absolutely no form to recommend them whatsoever. And after the won, everyone says, how could you pick that? Well, there are valid reasons why I pick anything, and there are valid reasons why I pick so many big price winners, but that's my affair and I know what I'm doing, obviously, and I've got a lot of big contacts and a lot of very shrewd people working with me and behind me. Number 18 is called Sceptred Isle. Sceptred Isle, the form figures are 13 of 14, 10th of 16, 7th of 13, 8th of 16 and 15th of 19. It's trained by David Peter Dunn, ridden by Sean Flanagan. It's got absolutely no reason to suggest that this horse is going to improve and maybe pop up in a 22 runner competitive hurdle, but I think it could well do just that. I told you the same last Friday night when I had an 11 to 1 winner and a 12 to 1 winner. I told you Pierre Lapin at 11 to 1, and I also told you Dragon Hill, which won at 12 to 1 into 7 to 1. And I made you in no doubt that that could happen, and you had another massive 100 to 1 double. And this can happen as well. It's got the hood on, it's tongue-tied for the first time. They're ready to win with this one. It's not, to be honest with you, it's not behind the rock pills of possibility that this does pop up. It's not been running at all. It's not been running at all over hurdles. It's been on the flat, run on turf the last 4 times and all weather the time before, but it goes over hurdles and it is handicapped to win off a mark of 91. David Peter Dunn trains it, again a very unfashionable name, But make no mistake about it, Dunn can do it. Dunn can do it. Although he hasn't had a winner this year, he had 7 from 59 the year before and 5 from 45 the time before that. So, although he's had no winners from 17 this year, he is ready to win. And number 18, Scepter Dial, has got a very big chance indeed at a huge price. I have no idea what price they're going to put this in. Obviously, with a lot of people following this line and backing it, the bookmakers run for cover. But it is a huge price, and it's in a 22-runner race where they'll be paying out first 6 or maybe first 7, and I'll be disappointed if it doesn't concern itself at the business end. It's in the 220 at Punchestown. The horse is number 18. It's called Scepter Dial, and it's in the 220 at Punchestown there. Can you excuse me? We'll just have a tiny sip of this water. I'm sorry about that, just my mouth's really dry. Let's go to the 405. So you got that, Scepter Dial, 220 Punchestown. 405 at Punchestown is another horse that I'm very sweet on in another race, which is very, very difficult to predict. A 25 runner handicap hurdle. Well, it's very, very complex, very confusing. But I've unconfused it, and I think I've got a chance of picking the winner. It's on a horse with 6 duck eggs next to its name, 6 nils, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So again, hopefully, excuse me, we're going to get a big price on this, because if you're backing big prices, you can afford to back the odd loser or two, that's for sure. But you know my Irish horses, I've had 8 big winners in the last 2 weeks, ranging from 18 to 1, 16 to 1, 12 to 1, 10 to 1, 11 to 1, and so forth. And these are another 2 big horses that I've got for you just now. Scepter Dial in the 220, and in the 405 at Punchestown, horse number 6. I'll spell this to you. It's called Hidalgo de Mots. Hidalgo, Hidalgo, and then D-E-S, and then Mots, M-O-T-T-E-S. It's trained by Owen Griffin and ridden by Kieran Buckley. This combination can prove lethal. I tipped you an horse on the 3rd of October called Good World. Now, anyone who was with me there, it's only a week or so ago, knows that it won last Tuesday, I think it was last Tuesday, at 18 to 1, backed into 2 to 1, and it had the shields on for the first time. Now, this horse, trained by Griffin and ridden by Buckley, same combination, can emulate that and do the business. It's a huge price, 6 zeros. Hidalgo de Mots, each way. I think it can pop up. It's running in a handicap for the first time off a mark of 99, and the message I'm getting that's way lenient by the assessor, way lenient. And you'd have to think that certainly, excuse me, you have to think that Owen knows his business, Owen Griffin. As I say, I told you all about Good World. It didn't let you down, and I didn't think it would. 18 to 1 down to 2 to 1, and job done. He's had 3 winners from 40 this year, 5 from 69. He strikes very high, and most of his horses are framed as well. So he's a very shrewd operator, Owen Griffin, and Kieran Buckley's well worth £5 claim, that's for sure as well. As I say, he's rode plenty of winners. He rode Good World, he's rode No Trouble, he's rode Doyena, all in the last week or so. 3 winners in the last 7 days. And Hidalgo de Mots is a very interesting horse off a mark of just 99. Stick a flake in it. And it carries my vote there. Big price, that one. Could be anything. In the £10,000 Paddy Power, keep your elbows in handicap hurdle. We'll say no more about that, whatever that means. Anyway, that's the second bet I've got for you in Ireland. But the third bet in Ireland runs in the 440. Now, I'm going to give you that now, and then just let me reiterate, tomorrow's Angel in the 502 at Newcastle. Beyond that each way if it's an each way price, if not, back it to win, because I think it will win. I'm not sure what the price is going to be because the time of broadcasting is a little bit early. The Terminator, I'm going straight on the nose there. I think it'll be about 11 to 4, 3 to 1. I think that will win. I'm very confident about that with Oliver Stammers. I think everything's in its favour, and it's going to love that uphill straight, that stamina stepping straight up the hill. Scepter Dial in the 220 Punchestown. Big price, no form to its name. Stack of duck eggs, stack of zeros. And Hidalgo de Mots in the 405, which leaves 1. And then I'm back to you at 6 o'clock on Tuesday night for Wednesday's action. And on Wednesday, we're back in action in Ireland again. It's going to be some severe bets, some real severe bets coming out to hammer those bookmakers with, that's for sure. Go to the 440 at Punchestown then for the final bet of the day on this free channel, which is milking the bookies dry relentlessly. And number 13, it's called Endlessly, trained by a very, very good trainer, Matthew J. Smith, and ridden by young Sam Ewing, who's a very, very, very good jockey. And this horse, again, has got no form as such. F6 600 369. It is the weighing room phone number at Punchestown, isn't it? F6 600 369. Seriously, this horse Endlessly has got an amazing chance of winning. It's over the 3 miles, and if it was a tiny bit shorter, 2 mile 5, 2.6, I'd be going bunco. But I still think it's over 2.7 on good ground. This is going to take some pegging. I really do. It's got terrific form to its name, even though it doesn't look like it on paper. Last time out, it ran really well when 9th and 15 at Listowel behind a horse called El Perfecta. But when you search back into its form at Navan, back in January, 3rd of 26. That was a really good run off a mark of 107. Very, very good run indeed. But it's the run before that at Punchestown which interests me, when 11th of 21 off a mark of 108. Keith Donoghue was on board, as he was the time before as well. And all I can say is he got into all sorts of trouble like you couldn't believe. And I tell you what, this horse is much better than its runs would picture you, that's for sure. 9th, 18th, 6th, 3rd and 11th. Could be number 1 tomorrow. It's number 13. It's called Endlessly, and it goes in the 440 at Punchestown. Should be another big price, that, and I'm looking forward to it. Hope you like my new jumper, the old white jumper instead of the black, you know, or the blue. Tell me what you think. I don't know, but just changing it a little bit. But I'll be back in the black tomorrow, I think. I'll be back in the black. Yeah, I'll be back in the black tomorrow. Listen, have a great day. Some big stuff there. Sceptred Isle, Hidalgo de Mots, Endlessly. They're 3 Irish horses. You know how many winners we're backing. Tomorrow's Angel, each way, if it's an each way price, 502 Newcastle. And the Terminator on the nose, Bush, in the 502 at Newcastle. To terminate them. Simple as that. Been a wonderful day, wonderful afternoon, wonderful, well, it's just wonderful to be with you. Hope you're enjoying it. Thanks for all you do for me, and I'll keep doing it for you. I won't fail you. You can bet your life on that.